Welcome to our lesson 8. We are continuing with the triangular prism, triangular glass prism. In lesson 7, we looked at this experiment, but we tried to explain just the skills. Okay? Today, we are going to carry out the experiment. Just to remind you, we have object pins P1 and P2, which we shall place on the left hand side of side AB. Okay? These two pins will form two images in the prism. Okay? So two object pins will form two images in the prism. It is important that you see the two images in the prism. Then we will search for images formed on the side AC. On the side AC. Okay? On the side AC. So from there you can see the eye. You try to move it this way. You have to move it that way. Then we are required to measure the angle theta. We are required to measure angle theta. So while you are reading, you should realize the search pins are observed from the right hand side of AC. The object pins are on the left hand side of AB. The images of P1 and P2 will be observed inside the prism. So let us go on. What happens? I'll take the prism and place it on a piece of paper. After placing it on a piece of paper, get the structure now, the procedure. Take the prism, place the triangular face on the paper. Then draw the outline. Okay? You draw the outline and then remove it. Put it on the side and complete those lines so that they intersect. When that is complete, you'll be able to get angle R. Okay? Now, before I return the prism, I have to get the normal and the angles required in the table, so that when you return the prism, you will not interfere with its position. In that way, your reading will be consistent. So, I will take the protractor. I will quickly try to get the normal. How do I get the normal? You just put a mark on AB. After putting a mark, you use your protractor, okay? So that part I'll do quickly and then show you. I'll put the protractor, okay? Put the protractor the right way, and then let us focus. You can see, maybe I push it up there, you can see. That is the protractor. I can now measure angle 90, which will give me the normal, and the angles required. I'll put them on this side, the angles required. So let me just return this camera and then complete my work. I'll put the mark and then the mark, then draw the lines. Okay, you draw the lines, like I'll start with the normal, then I'll draw another line marking an angle, for example 40. Then I can do another angle, maybe 60. Okay, you draw. So the whole thing looks like this. If you can check, maybe again I can return it and then move the camera instead. There we are. You can see now I've marked A B, C, so that you see because of the camera. Then I've drawn the normal. I've drawn the first line here, which is at 40, and then there is a second line here at 60. Okay, so I want to place now my object pins. I return the camera. After returning the camera, I can move this a bit so that everything is seen. Okay, everything is seen. You can see this is that. This is the work that I'm doing. Okay, this is the work that I'm doing. Okay, so I have the angle here. From here to here is 40, then from here to here is 60. So the search pins are on the right hand side of AC. So the search pins will be checking them all along here. Now you can get a clue from the paper. Angle theta is acute. So you will really move from here just slightly. You will get the positions of P3 and P4. I want to place back now my prism. I place back my prism. After placing back my prism, I want to place the two pins so that we can see camera. We can move the camera so that you are able to see. So there, for example, I'm there. Then I place P1 here. Then I place P2. Okay. I will shift again this to this place. I hope we are able to see. You can see now. This is P1, P2. This is A, this is B, this is C. So I want to observe. I want to carry out my observation from the side of AC. Okay? So there we are. I want us to observe that. Let me pick something here. I can have that now down. Okay? So I move. This is AC. So I try to move it until I see. I can see they are not. Yeah. So I'm able to see them. I'm able to see the two pins. Okay? After seeing the two pins, after seeing these two pins, I will take P3. I'll take P3 now. This P3 is a search pin. I want to put it so that I cover the two pins, the images here. There are images inside here. The two have become one. So now what do? I place this to cover them. There. And then I take P4 to cover again. Have to be patient. There. So I've done that. Okay. So this is my experiment 1. I'll put on the holes that this is experiment 1 and this is experiment 1. Okay. After putting that, I remove now. I was dealing with angle 40. Now I want to shift this to a new position, angle 60. So I take P1 out and P2. Okay. Now I come to angle 60. I place it on the line. There. And another one again, I place it on the line. There. Okay. After placing them on the line and having recorded my experiment 1, this is my experiment 2. So I write here 2. Then I know 2 is angle 60. and that first experiment was angle 40. So what do? Again, I am searching. This is AC. You can see this is A is here, and this is C. So from this side, I am searching for the images. So the first thing, can I see the images? Yes, I can see the images. I want to bring the camera so that you see them. You can, let us see if we can come with this camera and see if you can see them. Just see the images inside. Can you see them? As I move, can you see? Can you see the images inside here? Please, just see. As I move, they tend to become one. They tend to become one. They are one now there, inside the prism. I'll do it again. You can see the two images. Those two images are formed because of P1 and P2. Then you try to move even the board until they become one at that position. Okay? So, after you have seen that, can I take back my camera there? And then I place P3 to cover the image scene. There I am. And then I take P4. My P4, I want P4. I don't know where has it gone. P4 is there now. I place it the right way. There. So I'm done. This is P3, P4, search pins. These two are on a straight line with the two images. Okay? Right. Now, you do that until the table is complete. After that, you remove everything, even the prism. And then now, I do draw the lines. After drawing the lines, I do get the angle. So for example, I am there. This is experiment 2, and then I draw. I want angle theta now. That will be my first angle theta. I take the protractor and then get what is it. For example, after putting the protractor, I am now able to read from side AC to the line. That gives me around 26. Okay, so I'll take my paper and record experiment 1 theta is equal to 26. Then come to experiment 2. Experiment 2, I also join up to side AC. For example, there I've joined experiment 2 holes up to the side AC. Then take your protractor and then you measure the angle. If you measure this angle, it becomes 55. So my experiment 2 is 55. So you do the same thing. You do the same thing until the table is complete. So in a nutshell, when you are told to read, try to read and see the arrangement of the setup. See the workability. See what is going to work and what may not work. Adjust things accordingly. You can see now from my work here, you can see from my work, if we may focus, this was the side of object pins, side AB left. The search pins are on side right hand side of AC. Okay, so your observation should be like this. A clue from the question is angle theta seems to be acute. So your observation will come, it will not reach very far. You will do the experiment, get P3, P4. Label them experiment 2. So you are going sequentially. What is first in the table comes first. What is second in the table comes second. What is third in the table comes third. So that after you've carried your experiment, remove the prism, then do the work on the paper. I think this will help you to get the right skills. Sometimes we are told to place our search pins with no parallax method. I want you to understand, no parallax method means hazipishani. Let me demonstrate this. I have a red and a blue. Okay? So let us see, maybe right from the camera. I have a red and a blue. So as I displace my head, let us assume these are the two images you have seen. Okay? Or just one. Okay? Just one. This is the image I'm seeing, red image. So if I'm told to place a search pin with no parallax method, place a search pin, this. How do I place it and know that this is no parallax method? No parallax, bila kupishana. Angalia, if you slightly displace your head and you see search pin and image are going opposite direction, that is parallax. Parallax. So you change it again. You might find now it is slight. This is the search pin. I change it again, and then I see now the two have become one. And as I displace my head, they move together. See that? I displace my head, they move together. Hazipishani. Can I repeat? This is the image. Then you are trying to put the search pin. If I put it here and slightly displace my head, zinapishana. Sasa bila kupishana ndio tunaita no parallax. I'll repeat. This is the image, this is the search pin. Suppose I've placed it here, and as you slightly displace your eyes, they go opposite direction. Then change the position of the search pin. Slightly. Slightly. Change again. Until now, they go together. You see? They move together. Then this is called no parallax, okay? No parallax. They move together. There. So they move together. They are moving together. That is called no parallax. Parallax. Zinapishana. Folks, these things you have to try. You have to gain the experience by doing, not just by listening. So if you are in day school, get to the lab, try this. Understand, when you are dealing with this, the distance of your observation from the lens or from the mirror or from the glass block is around 25. 25. This is half meter. So it's around 25. That is where you observe things. And you must come to the level of where the experiment is carried out. Come down to the level. Okay? Keep on subscribing. Try to go to the lab. Do much. As far as practical skills are concerned, get the measuring devices. Find out how they are read. Micrometer, screw gauge, vernier calipers. When you come to heat, you must know how to read thermometer. If you come to electricity, ammeter, voltmeter. There is one skill I will show, how to use a zero-centered galvanometer, okay, as a potentiometer, okay. So you must know how voltmeter and ammeter are read, what are troubleshooting, and how to correct them. I've already addressed all those. Okay? Then stopwatch, oscillations. Okay? Remember, oscillations, if you have a bulb here and you have your stopwatch, okay? What you do is let go. Then you start from maybe this side. It will be my 0. Don't start with 1. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay? Then remember, do you remember? I taught you the very last are small figures, 2 of them. These 2 figures. This part here, this part here is seconds. This is minute. Rarely do we use this. So, like this, I would say 15.27 seconds. So just write 100th of a second. Start, the small figures are 100th of a second, and then the next zeros are seconds. You must do this practically in the lab. Okay? Please subscribe. There is more. I'm going also to handle Form 3, Newton laws of motion. Till then, boys, bye-bye. We meet.